All right, everything appears to be in order, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies, everyone. I thought I was gonna have enough time after doing One Piece to do my reaction to My Hero, but turns out that I had a lot less time than I originally planned, and the distance between my house and the place where we were eating was a little bit farther than what I was expecting. So, once again, apologies for this being a little late, which means that my One Piece reaction for the episode is going to be directly after this. So just give me a bit of time and I'll make sure that everything gets out today while I still have the light. So, yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here to bring you yet another My Hero Academia reaction and review. So in the last chapter, we actually went on break last week, because in the last chapter, we find out that the one called Jailbreaker, who's just going through the city destroying stuff, wreaking havoc, is none other than Muscular. And Yo, and I want to say Mitsuki, well, not Mitsuki, I'm thinking of the girl from Demon Slayer, but Yo and the other girl that's with him, you know, codenamed Turtleneck, they're trying to direct civilians out, but the civilians all like, you heroes, yeah, we don't have much faith in heroes anymore, so we're going to do this all on our own. And Muscular comes up and he's just destroying Yo. And then out of nowhere, Yo is rescued by none other than Midoriya. And Midoriya's there, and Muscular's all like, hey, I remember you. So now we get to see what happens in this chapter. So, moving on to My Hero Academia, chapter 308, Full Power. And we see Midoriya with energy crackling off of him as he's still holding Yo after, Midoriya punch Muscular into the adjacent building. And Midoriya's just looking at him. And then Muscular says, I never forget you. It's really you, right? Right? Midoriya! I've missed you, little guy. All those pathetic whips just don't measure up. It's not enough. And then Midoriya's just standing there. He still hasn't said anything. And he's just looking at him. And then Muscular says, not so fast, don't run away. And then it shows him crumbling a rock. It shows him crumbling a rock into, I guess, the shape of his eye socket, because he's missing one now. He's missing whatever he had in there. It's not like that. You've got me all wrong. I ain't out for revenge or anything so dramatic. The way I see it, going wild with my quirk is all I could ever ask for. But I'm only human, you know? And he puts the rock into his eye. And I guess he applied a lot of pressure to it, because it shows his eye socket, his empty eye socket bleeding. You taught me a new meaning of fun back then, and that was the point of no return. And then it shows Muscular launching off the building he's at, right where Midoriya is. And then Midoriya's thinking he didn't jump high enough, because Muscular embeds himself into the side of the building that Midoriya is in, but he didn't jump up to the roof. And then all of a sudden, it shows Muscular, I guess, pulling. No, he literally uses all of his strength and rips the top of the rest of the building off of its foundation and just launches it upwards. And then Muscular, while he's throwing the building up into the air, says, let's go at it! Let's go at it at full power, Midoriya! And it shows Midoriya still holding Yo, jumping away from him. And this is the building that's next to the Taguchi building that the civilians and the yellow girl is at. What's going on? Can't see with all the smoke. How's that boy doing? And then Turtleneck is running down the stairs, and she sees Midoriya holding Yo. Ah, glad you're here. Take care of... Oh, wait, no, that's Midoriya saying this. Ah, glad you're here. Take care of him, okay? And then she says, Yo, how could you be so dumb? I'm sorry I didn't get here sooner. He needs first aid. Darn, so many buildings already got wrecked. And then Midoriya just disappears into the smoke as Yo is left holding on to Turtleneck. but no more damage from now on. Oh, and we see Black Whip come out of Midoriya's gloves. Right. And then she says, it's hard to see through the smoke, but I swear I know that voice from somewhere. Who is he? And then Midoriya is gone. He just disappears as he rushes full force towards where Muscular is. Was that too much? He thinks to himself. And then we got N. We got the vestige of N speaking to Midoriya now. Yeah, you've spread your control too thin. That's too much of my smokescreen. Yo, wait a minute. Midoriya did that? Midoriya created that smokescreen. That wasn't just regular dust and smoke. Midoriya created that. So that's his ability. Now he has the ability to create smoke screens and smoke? Huh? What? But N says, yeah, you've spread your control too thin. That's too much of my smoke screen. Got it. Didn't I mention how it could backfire if the opponent gets the drop on you? Yes. One for All's influence has really opened the floodgates. Keep in mind that the greater power has been built up across 8 generations of users. It's a massive, unwieldy power, and as the 9th user, of course you're feeling the brunt more than any of us. So at times like this, try to relax a little. Our quirks are mostly standalone abilities that will never rise to the level of ultimate moves. It's almost like you have too much respect for these quirks. Instead, think of them as simply tools in your arsenal. Approach the problem strategically and use your tools to put together a plan. And then it's just showing Midoriya as he has a lot of hero gear on. He has like what looks to be like a jetpack. He has like a flare on his side, some rope, and well, actually, no, that's just a visual representation. That's a visual representation of basically what N is saying. My mistake. All these support gear that he has over his body, it is literally just like a visual representation of what all these quirks from the previous users of One for All are to Midoriya. That's what N is insinuating. My mistake, my apologies. I incorrectly thought that he just had all that stuff with him. No, that's just a physical representation. It's just a mental representation of all the quirks he has with him. Just see them as tools in your arsenal. Think strategically and use your tools to get together a plan. But then it shows Midoriya landing on a building. Well, actually not landing on a building, but just jumping straight into the air. Muscular. The man who's still standing after taking... Oh, wait. Muscular. The man who's still standing after taking on 100% smashes. No, I'd never forget him either. And Midoriya jumps into the air and uses Nana Shimura's float. I can limit visibility with the 6th smokescreen and guide him towards me. Gotta dig up the memories of that night and that battle. And it shows a hand coming out of the smokescreen. And it is Muscular doing his best to try and grab Midoriya, but Midoriya is dodging all of these moves. Midoriya! And Midoriya is using Black Whip to maneuver himself while in the air. And as he's in the air, he looks towards Muscular and using Black Whip, wraps it around him and slams him into the water of a nearby canal. Just slams him in there. I bit my tongue, but he just slams him in there. Then Muscular says, cheap party tricks, what's the deal? Then Midoriya lands in the canal with him. And then Midoriya says, I know Shigaraki and All for One released you. Where are they now? Muscular says, who knows? They just told me to go wild and left me on my own. But why ask about them when I'm right here? You're bumming me out. And these little gimmicks. Boring. Come on, let's have a rematch. Mano a mano. No holds barred. And then Midoriya just asks him, why do you rage like this? And Muscular says, I just want to live without regrets. Then Midoriya says, regrets? Such as, Muscular? Such as not indulging in having fun every chance I get. Midoriya? Was there really no other path for you, Goto Imasuji? Nope! And then I guess he flexes extra hard with his muscles and snaps Black Whip around him. You trying to sympathize with me or something? Peddle that crap somewhere else, cause all you'll find in my soul is blood and violence! And it says here, if I had known, maybe things would have worked out differently. And then he just thinks of Koda. Way back when. This is someone who has hurt many people. Someone who has killed others. Seems like this fight is inevitable, Midoriya. But at least I want to learn what makes him tick, deep down. You turned out real boring, kid! And before Muscular can do anything else, some of the muscle fibers that he has coated around himself just snap. Just all snap. Did Midoriya do that? And Midoriya says, in the gaps between those muscles you coat yourself with, the strands depleted of energy tend to rip and tear away. A guy who shies away from tactics and strategy wouldn't purposefully jump to a lower floor like that. And I noticed how your muscle armor is uneven in spots. I guess someone's been honing those vibrations in the meantime, huh? And then, as soon as Muscular says, sneaky little, and oh my goodness, before Muscular can finish, Midoriya just lands a massive punch that clears. He just blitzes Muscular and says, this is also my full power. He blitzes Muscular so fast and so hard it leaves Muscular speechless, and they're standing in a canal filled with water. Midoriya moves so fast that he literally displaced the water on the bottom of the canal, and it just went up between them in waves, and there's nothing but bare concrete. He moved so fast, he displaced the water on the ground, and he just blitzed him. All you see is just a massive upheaval of water as Midoriya just punches straight through Muscular, and just like, you know how I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this. No, like All Might did it when he punched him so hard he changed the environment around him. Midoriya punched him so hard that he literally just changed where the water was sitting after hitting Muscular. That's how big of a shockwave he caused after Midoriya hit him. Oh my goodness, Midoriya! What you doing? What have you been doing in April, bruh? This is also my full power. So let's go through the list of quirks that Midoriya has. And this is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits April 18th. Let's go through the list of all the powers. I'm sorry. I forgot to have chat up here. I'm sorry about that, everyone. My apologies. But let's just go through all the powers that Midoriya has. Hey, Karma, Hiroshi, your plug. Everyone, welcome. Can I see this, or do I have full screen? Oh, sorry about that, Karma. I forgot to put chat display up there. But let's just go through the list of quirks that Midoriya has now. So, Midoriya has Float, he has Danger Sense, he has Black Whip, he has Smoke Screen, and that's 4 that we know of right now. Coupled with the extra superpower that comes from plus with the extra super speed and super strength that comes from the power being passed on. But Midoriya is so much more powerful now. Remember when Midoriya had to resort to using full 100%, and that 100% from fighting Muscular broke his arm? Now Midoriya is able to use that same level of strength But not even that, but actually I feel like it's more now. And he just blitzes him. He has super speed. Yes. He just one-shots Muscular with enough power and speed to displace the water around him. Deku probably has all of his quirks. We haven't seen the rest of them. But my goodness, the first time we see Midoriya after this break, and he just blitzes Muscular. And Muscular's supposed to be the powerhouse. Like, the dude literally ripped the top of an entire building off. How can he still use his arms? I mean, maybe he figured out how to use full 100% without it damaging his body. Or maybe able to use 100% at point of contact without it ravaging his whole body. I don't know. Whatever Midoriya's been doing to reach this level of power and to learn how to use smokescreen, it's just Midoriya has reached a whole nother level. And I think him using smokescreen makes it so that people can't recognize him when he's fighting now. Because you notice how when he passed off Yo to the turtleneck girl, he was still shrouded in the smokescreen he created. So maybe he doesn't want people to know that he's doing all of this. Smokescreen is a great way to obscure vision and to keep yourself hidden from people you don't want to know that you're there. It's a good idea. But now Midoriya has progressed to the point where he says, this is my full power, and he's able to overpower an individual as powerful as Muscular. I don't know what to say. I mean, I feel like these have been good days for chapters. One Piece earlier today, my goodness. And apparently, what we talked about Zoro, it's not an assumption, it is confirmed. It is now confirmed. Now officially confirmed. At the end, his mask is off. Yeah, it did. It actually came off. But it doesn't. Who knows what that's going to mean? Who knows what that's going to mean for him I guess, I don't know if he's trying to hide his identity or what. But who knows what that's going to mean later on. But today has been a good day for chapters, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed this one. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. How long I've been going for? About 18 minutes. It's pretty good enough. Good enough. I don't want to talk your ears off. But let me just pull up Midoriya right now. Let me just pull up Izuku Midoriya and just see how far he's progressed with this power. Just like the level of capabilities he has right now. Okay, overall stats. Let's see. At 100% power, he's able to hold his own against Tomura Shigaraki. Immense strength. Immense speed. Immense durability. Keen intellect, adaptability, quirks, one for all, danger sense, black whip, and float. I don't think they've added on his smoke screen to the page yet, but that's something he can do now. So let me pull up one for all itself. Okay, so we have Danger Sense by the 4th user, Hikage Shinomori. We have Black Whip from Daigoro Banjo. We have Smoke Screen by the 6th user, N. Allows the user to create a thick shroud of smoke. Can be used to obscure people's vision. And Float by, obviously, Nana Shimura. And still 2 unknown quirks, belonging to the 2nd and 3rd users of One For All. Now, it remains to be seen if he knows how to use these quirks quite yet. What is he doing now, though? He can't just roam around fighting villains. I think he has to go to America. It remains to be seen what Midoriya is going to do now. I mean, he's fighting Muscular, but who knows if he's going to stay in Japan. He might go to America, but we'll have to see. And now all of a sudden the frame rate has dropped for this. Let me see if I can bring that back up in, because it's starting to get a little bit, hold on. Starting to get a little bit dark, so I might need to use a light to show my face and everything, because it seems a little bit fidgety the way I'm moving. He needs an element and healing quirk. I mean, with the way his power works, a healing quirk would be very, very useful for him. So that way he can use 100% and then heal and not have to worry about, and those were the most significant drawbacks to him using One for All. So if he gets a healing quirk, that would be very useful for him. But overall, this was a great chapter. I give this a solid 9 out of 10. Just seeing that Midoriya has progressed to the point where he can use One for All and it doesn't look like it's impacting him negatively anymore, in combination with a lot of his own quirks, fighting Muscular. So all in all, this was a fantastic episode. There's not much else I gotta say to you guys other than, One Piece is going on break. One Piece is going on break next week, but we are still getting My Hero Academia, so I'm looking forward to that chapter. Pardon me, I had brunch when we went out there, so I had like French toast, sausage, bacon, and scrambled eggs, and some sweet tea. So it was a big brunch we went to go eat out with. But overall, this was a great chapter, and I enjoyed it. Midoriya is like it's like Midoriya created his own "Mo daijoubu, nazete watashi ga kita." Like, fear not, citizens, hope has arrived because I am here. That Midoriya just did that. Midoriya just came in and did that. But overall, this was a good chapter. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my One Piece episodes. One Piece always stops at the best moments. Yeah, it do. It do. It always stops at wait, Karma, you didn't know that it was going on break? We're not getting a chapter until the 25th. We're not getting another One Piece chapter until the 25th, so no One Piece chapter on the 18th, just My Hero Academia. So we got to stew in what we learned from 1010. But what a great day for reactions, especially. I can't wait to see what everyone else feels about chapter 1010. I gotta look at Roger's reaction to it, because I was there when he was still talking to it a little bit. I wasn't there when he was doing his reaction because I was doing mine. But I'd love to see just how he reacts to what Kaido says to Zoro, and what Luffy does, and what Kaido says about Conqueror's Haki and the like. So I can't wait to see how everyone feels about chapter 1010. But overall, this was a great chapter of My Hero Academia. It remains to be seen. Now, I know I said that he just blitzed. I know I said that Midoriya just blitzed Muscular, but it remains to be seen if Muscular is literally down and out right now from that hit. I mean, it surprised him and stopped him mid-sentence, but it remains to be seen if he actually fully defeated him with just that one punch. One punch! But we're going to have to see in next week's chapter. So, thank you everyone for coming out to see me today. I know this was a little bit short, but I want to really go ahead and get started on today's episode of One Piece, so that way I can go to it. Look forward to these lives, and one of these days I'll actually make it on time. Cinderon, it's all good. I mean, don't feel like you gotta force yourself to make it here on time. I mean, my videos will always be here for every single one of you whenever it gets done and all that, so hey, it's all right. It's all good. Chapter was okay in your opinion, but it wasn't bad. I can understand that. It wasn't like massively it wasn't, I want to say, even though I gave it a 9 out of 10, it wasn't so massively 9 out of 10 that I was just hopping mad out of my chair. I mean, him blitzing Muscular, that's something, because it's good, because he's gotten a firmer grip on the quirk as a whole, but I can understand how you mean, Karma. Everyone's opinions on these chapters will always be completely different from mine, so, hey, to each their own. That's how you feel, that is entirely you. So, with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.